welcome to the stream. Happy holidays and happy Final Fantasy. Another Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, we do got another one. Look at that. These are interesting. I guess I don't really have followers mode on, but feels, I don't know. I feel more like I'm on, just in reference, there was a bot spamming to buy followers, which is weird because it's advertising to me, not you guys. Anyway, unless you're also aspiring Twitch streamers. I guess everyone is. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, it makes me feel like I'm on like a seedy street on the internet when a bot random wanders in and like carnival barks to everyone about something nobody wants to buy. It's an interesting thing. Makes me feel like the internet is just like a noisy analog for real life sometimes. Is there new progress in the story? Do you mean this game? I'm gonna start it over again. So, no, it's the opposite of progress. It's starting over again. But like I have to play through it on normal to unlock hard mode, which is what I really want to do, because I've played through the game 1.5 times already. It would be nice if there were some kind of way you could promise Square, please believe me when I say I've beaten the game, and just let me play on hard, please? Please? No. No. This game needs to be experienced multiple times. So anyway, this is the real playthrough. This is the one I've been waiting for. Much like my Gears of War playthrough, it never felt right. It never felt real. It never felt permanent. I heard there was a New Game Plus mod. I did a little bit of Googling a day ago and couldn't find anything. The problem is there's so much SEO shitty web pages around how to unlock hard mode. Maybe I just need to call it New Game Plus mode, but every goddamn website that goes through Google Trends and finds every possible search phrase and generates 3 million web pages to capture all that traffic. So it makes it really, really hard to search for specific things. I didn't see 7 Remake listed on Nexus mods yet. Nor did I see any modification that would unlock hard mode on a first playthrough. Travelers in Space and Time, if you know where that is, do let me know. That'd be great. But in the meantime, I'll just start a new game on normal. But at least I know that this isn't going to be my 100% playthrough, so I can just cruise. I can play through it like it's a vacation. I don't have to be at maximum gamer mode, even though knowing myself, I'll do it anyway. But at least I know I won't do like the optional summon fights, even though they're really fun. I'll wait for the ball-tickling hard difficulty. Man, that font. They really stuck with that font, huh? I think they've slimmed it down a little bit over the years. Saw it on Reddit earlier this morning. I'll try and find that now. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry to impose on you. But like I said, I did about as much blunt Googling for it as I could. Reddit is a good idea. I didn't think to check Reddit. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. Because, like, the indexing of Reddit is a bit different because it's people talking most of the time. Like, it's people in comments talking like humans talk to each other for the most part. So if you use Reddit's search to search through Reddit, usually you can find conversation chains that are around what you're looking for, as opposed to, Google search, which is really, there's just an industry designed around, like, Google searches always serve the most obvious question, because that's what it does. Like, it prioritizes traffic. If people click on a thing, it means more people want the thing. But it definitely drives, it makes finding subsets of a problem very difficult for that reason. Anyway. Recently discovered Reddit and haven't got back to Twitter since. Yeah, Reddit's interesting because it has a ton of subcultures. People like to mock Reddit on the whole, but I think that's silly. I mean, it's like mocking Facebook, except Facebook is evil as a company. But there's just so many different people and so many different boards on Reddit, and they all have their own flavor. Yeah, we don't need 24 frame per second cinematics. It's 120 or bust. That's what real video games are about. And finally, Final Fantasy VII is a real video game. Reddit can harbor negativity. Yeah, I mean, here's how I think about it. Reddit's in a tough spot. It is within the boundaries of like actual prejudice. It is not they can't moralize. So they have to provide a space for people to be assholes because people are allowed to be assholes. It's not against the rules. And if it is, then it becomes very weird about like, well, how mean when does it cross the line, you know? Being a shithead. How do you define that and make it enforceable? So, I'm sure nobody at Reddit likes it, but I think they understand the unfortunate reality of needing to provide accommodations to shitheads sometimes. Because people are allowed to be shitheads. It's not against the law. And they're kind of entitled to the same... Not entitled, but... Until they do something morally wrong, it's not right to deny. I have a private space, though. And I guess that's the idea, is everyone has the tools to police their own spaces. And if people decide they want a shitty space for shitty people, okay, you can just not go there. The problem is the sewage overruns sometimes, but... Reddit shows how fucked... Oh, hold on a minute. Clicked. It's interesting that the big... The wipe. There it is. Ooh, that butter. The fun technical achievement of 7 was like frame matching an animated sequence to then a pre-rendered frame. And it was, well, let's not say it was seamless, but that was the technical trick of 7. So it's interesting to see the remake have like a full frame steam blast to switch from cinematic to engine. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a video game. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, I wasn't ready for the butter. People talked about stutters and frame drops, and luckily I'm not getting any of those. This is liquid for me right now. I was worried.
Get down here, Merc.
Oh, that was a chunk, but whatever. Oh god, that camera turn was so smooth. Ugh. This is how good life could be. I don't know. Like, Jesus. I guess I get people, like, I get it, yeah. I'm thinking about the price. I see this and I'm like, 70 bucks? No problem. Yeah. Yes, worth it. Worth every penny, but I guess I can't fault people for just not wanting to spend money or not wanting prices to go up. I can't fault anyone for that, but holy shit. Jiro, thank you for the sub. I also have made a drastic change in my stream layout. I've swapped one window for another because, and this is something I feel terrible about, I missed 2 donations last time I streamed. Oh, the snap. Hello. Hello and welcome. But yeah, Waffles, or sorry, I'm still adjusting my eyes to like this new alert thing. Flare, Ravenport, and Zorth 1. Both dropped some coins in the tip jar. I'm deeply appreciative for that. I hope I see them in chat so I can apologize.
You're up.
You got some micro stutters. Believe it happens when your character moves through certain areas. Okay. Yeah, like data flow is always so customized for a console because you can like so rigidly control buffering and reading from medium. PC is so much more chaotic. Yeah, it seemed that's just been my general experience on PC is that if it's like if it's made for console especially, they just kind of cram in loads wherever, and it's usually like a weird hit because they can't anticipate, I guess, how data gets buffered as specifically as they could on a console. Just a different way to do it, I guess. Yeah, we'll see.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
Oh my god.
So. Not bad.
Like my eyes expect a little stutter every time there's an explosion of particle effects, and it just doesn't happen. Oh. Let me make sure that you guys aren't getting frame tearing or anything. Okay.
Who in the hell?
Playing with controller? Playing with controller. It's a keyboard game, or it's a controller game. I don't think I would gain anything by using a mouse. What controller are you using? It's an Xbox controller.
Freeze! Move and we shoot!
Go ahead.
Like it's actually the Elite version 1 because
Enough.
Microsoft sent me one.
He can use our...
So, hashtag disclosure.
Was never in doubt.
Yay! I guess that's the Epic Games. What was that button you were telling me to hit just now? Was that like a doormat? Step on your gamer mat to open the achievement overlay. Your Epic mat. Did not know Epic had, oh, those sparkles! Did not know Epic had, pop-ups now. Okay. I will see how annoying that becomes.
Drop the weapon!
Yeah, Antonius, I read the same, that the PC port stutters at weird times, but I haven't had that experience yet. And, the other thing that people were beefed about was the forced dynamic resolution. You set your frame rate, and then it goes dynamic resolution for there to match. And you can't turn it off, and you can't customize it. There's already a mod to turn off dynamic resolution. So there's that. I did see that. Let's see. Ride bumper or guard, beat evade.
You're coming with us!
Can't get surrounded.
But,
Try harder.
there's also just not many graphics options. The game looks so goddamn great, though. I'm not sure that that's all that necessary, but you know how PC players are. You know how they are. If they can't set their anisotropy and their ambient occlusion quality. It may not support ultra wide, I think. How do you guys feel seeing a Final Fantasy game with Xbox button prompts in it? Does that just make your eyes bleed? That was kind of a there's a beef or two here. I guess I've been playing other games that are so more stuttery for some reason. My computer's kind of been stutter city lately. Oh wait, I don't care. This is a beef playthrough. We're just trying to unlock hard mode here.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is
Still
he
mad they snubbed Nintendo?
He's
Xbox is closer to Nintendo.
what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is
Yeah, Tony's exactly. It's a beef through.
done. We're done.
This is a cheeseburger playthrough. This is not a medium rare filet mignon
You'll keep us
dish up.
Enjoy to look at too.
Not to imply that any stream experience
So what people-
here is anything less than Olympian, nay Herculean. In its splendor. I don't know if this game will be able to run on Switch. Just stream it. There's a couple of games that have like cloud streaming tech.
Wow.
Seem to do okay.
Got the door.
Was it Dying Light 2? I think Resident Evil Biohazard on it. Kind of weird. We're gonna get to this point if the internet gets good enough that power won't matter anymore. Your display will just be a video decoding chip and a battery and buttons.
They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Gua? Maybe like 20 years?
Wedge.
I fear for that future even though I know it's inevitable.
You better be worth the money, Merc.
Yeah.
Very last gill.
I'll miss having the machine working in my presence. I'll miss the hum, the heat. knowing that like the dream factory is in my space versus living in some distributed cloud of internet. Beatloaf, what's up? Yeah, this shot, yeah. Just like the fucking focal length on it too. It's just like an ultra wide shot, which makes it look even more imposing. It is sort of the key art of 7. At least it does kind of set up everything about the Midgar section of the narrative. Yay! I forgot abilities.
Let's go.
What's up, Curly Hales? Yeah, it's weird. Seven's story is kind of sloppy because it changes from like technology will kill the planet to oh wait no, a weird alien that rode on a meteor is gonna kill the planet. It like kind of drops the environmentalism pretty quick, unless it's just save the planet. But still, Shinra's involved from then on. I guess it's their technological experimentation that unlocked that monster in the first place? Kind of Godzilla? Yeah, I don't know. Remake Final Fantasy VI? Ah, Jason. But Lost Odyssey is right there on Xbox One. It's right there. If you like Final Fantasy VI, please play Lost Odyssey. Please.
Huh. Not so fast.
I think it's part of Game Pass. And if you have an Apple device, play Fantasian on Apple Arcade, which is weird, but you should just do it anyway.
Here we go. All right. Shit.
There's still a good amount of corporate. We know this is bad. We're gonna keep doing it.
That it?
I suppose it just seems to not matter to the narrative very much. But then again, it's been a while. Been a while. I guess there's the weapons. That kind of still has that slant because they try to use technology to shoot them. Just realized. I thought about this the first time I played the game, and it's still a very pleasing thing to think about. Theoretically, they're gonna have like Tifa and Scarlet get in a slap fight in Remake. Like imagine a 4K minigame of two broads just slapping the ever-loving shit out of each other. That's a pretty cool thought. Just like slow-mo zoom in, like Agent Smith rubber face, like 5-finger warp of the skin in real time slap. I'm into it. Ooh, I'm into it. Also, Scarlet was just so good in Remake. She literally had her feet on a dude who was on all fours as like a footstool at a point in the game. Scarlet fucking rules. So I'm excited for them to show more of this version of Scarlet. Oh, Holy Bones, thanks for the resub. 2 whole years, time well spent. Always appreciate your thorough and measured analysis of literally everything. Many wishes for your continued success. Well, thank you. Yeah, I got a brain that won't quit. It helps for Twitch, doesn't it? Meek Shonos says, thought the whole deal was that they had an energy crisis and needed a new source. Then the alien hit the planet and they discovered the life stream. Then as they experimented with it to get energy/super soldiers, that alien lady corrupted the head scientist and manipulated Shinra to harness the energy of the planet so she could consume it and revive. Yeah, I suppose. But that, like, the game starts with theme, and then it turns into fight the alien. You know what I mean?
Soldiers may attack on command.
You're part of an eco-terrorist group.
Guard dogs too.
So, I don't know, I feel like the
Few reactors.
human conflict at the, like, Midgar Shinra environmentalism level is a lot more direct and understandable than the meta story of aliens and space.
Damn scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy?
That's why the metagame of, or the meta plot of 7 Remake is bizarre.
We can do this with you.
Because they're fighting, like,
Different reactor, different layout.
they're fighting fate. They're fighting the remake,
Never
basically.
seen one like this, but I'll manage.
They're fighting predestination, which is from like, I mean, I guess from my perspective as a player, I am bought into, because I don't want them to do the same thing. So it's like I'm rooting for them to win that fight, but it's all about the like, it's the narrative about the narrative.
3, 2. Damn, I'm good.
Cloud versus determinism, yeah.
Door!
Cloud versus the audience's desire to do the same thing over and over.
It's over!
Oh yeah, Sir Gel. The Spider-Man 2 port that was like made for 8-year-olds, which sucked because the actual Spider-Man 2 ruled hard. I thought about trying to get the old Spider-Man 2 working again.
We can take it! Make it right!
I need to consider my SEO when it comes to what I stream. Ride that No Way Home juice. I'm gonna do that this Wednesday with Path of Neo, which I don't necessarily know how I'm gonna play, but you know what? The internet finds a way.
Just what to say.
We'll see. My hope is that the Fate stuff was just a setup to say things will be new going forward and won't still be there in the next games. We'll be happy if we never see a lore ghost again. I don't think they're going away. They're too useful from a writing perspective. That's my theory. But I do think that the, like... Cram, I do kind of hope that,
Passcodes.
I do hope that it was just a...
To us, but what
Yeah.
do we do?
It was just a narrative twist in this game to get people on board with the storylines diverging.
Careful in there.
And also to basically set up that Final Fantasy VII as a franchise can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. You know? It could be a mobile battle royale, because that's just in another dimension. You could have a battle royale of like multi-timeline clouds. You could customize your own cloud. It's like Spider-Verse stuff, basically. Theoretically. They haven't gone literal with that, but then again, I also haven't finished Intergrade, which I think offers a lot more insight into that specific thing. You want Aerith to die in the remake.
Right? It's not really.
I want it to be a good story.
Are you guys close?
And if her dying is a good scene, then yeah. It was pretty good in the original. So like that's what they have to live up to. I was pretty, that's kind of why I was pretty annoyed at how they dealt Jessie in this game. Because they put a lot of work into making her likable. They gave her a lot more screen time and developed her a lot more. But then they almost like... They cashed that out on a mystery. But I guess they're trying to get you bought into the stakes of the meta plot at that point. They're trying to transition your emotional investment. It just, it felt a little like there was a gap on the whiteboard and they just didn't quite know what to do. Or in very deterministic style, someone's got to die. Spoilers. Yeah, Vic, it did and it didn't for me. It hit harder because I did care and I liked her character and was gonna miss her in the game.
To call themselves Avalanche.
But it was frustrating because it didn't
Didn't
feel like any value was added
They belong to the
for that loss.
that made the attempt
That
on
makes
your
sense.
life.
But at this point, one could say that that's an early judgment.
Assured, our inquiries will not take much longer.
Man, that like performance cap at super high
Sole
frame rate?
purpose is to drain the planet dry.
That's weird because I've seen some stuff lately where the performance captures at a different frame rate than the rest of the game. Halo Infinite's like that.
And it doesn't care.
What was it? Final Fantasy 13 does that.
Marco is, don't you? Marco is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and
The scene is interesting because he's
crying out in pain?
explaining the fundamentals of the conflict, but the characters look at each other and acknowledge that the performance is overdone. So it's like
Say that.
it's establishing tone that even Barrett's a little over the top for this world, which is good.
Less about the planet and more about the next fight.
And it's like the game understands that, the world understands that. But then it's also literally telling you what the world is about. Why is Shouty Man shouting? Because he's passionate.
Lie now. You listening, Merc? What
Maybe there's a reason
moves
Maybe there's a reason Barrett is very passionate about the future of the world.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach. Just bear with him for me, would you?
God, I just can't get over this frame rate. Oh, it's beautiful.
Should have asked for more money.
This is making me excited about God of War now. Oh. Where did bullets come from? Magic. Magic bullets. Just pours a bunch of jelly beans in there and pew, 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 pew. That's why they don't hurt very much. This is when the battle theme really kicks up, I think, right?
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work. These tin cans ain't got nothing on me, now.
There it is. Someone to that fucking drum kit. Oh!
For the real show. Here it comes. Come on. Firing one off.
Yeah, it's like a very kind of 2000s drum kit. It's that like that weird like hiss hi-hat thing going on. Just how like electronic it sounds. Ouchbox, thanks for the sub. Can you import a save file from the PlayStation via cloud for this release? You cannot do that. As far as I know, and I would love to be wrong about this. God, I'd love to be wrong about this. I think no matter what you've done on PlayStation, you just have to start a new save file. It's possible, although unlikely, I think, if this game has cloud saves, that somebody has like a save file you could import. But usually when it comes to like games with cloud saves, if it syncs to the server, it's not going to let you upload whatever you want. The game has to be, or the game has to generate the file, and the file has to be validated by the client. So if it like, yeah, if it's not on your account, like associated with the game that you own.
Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless.
Hey Luminous, welcome. Hey Pop-Tart, what is up?
I'm guessing
Still no, oh, never mind. Still no audio due to lack of data.
Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
There we go.
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Pop-Tart doesn't have audio. Just wanted to say hi in chat. Was the pun intentional with cloud saves? Not really. It is interesting there aren't more characters named Cloud. It's a pretty cool name. Sounds Swedish, maybe. Cloud.
You're doing good, soldier.
Thanks. I'm a special boy. Thank God I'm a special boy. Craft Lab, thanks for the sub. Hey. Oh, you can't dodge? I think there's... Oh, yeah, they're teaching you how to sprint. That's what this is for. Hey. Hey. I don't want to let Jesse down.
Nice job, Cloud.
Oh, Swedish? Could be Swedish. Cloud. Why is she so flirty with Cloud? I remember being so interested in him if he was with Tifa and constantly flirting with him. She was pretty flirty in the original. Well, I say pretty. She had like, God, who knows, 20 lines, maybe less? But there was once or twice where she was pretty deliberately like, kind of being awkwardly flirtatious with Cloud.
I can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with them first.
Maybe one time? I do think that making her even more flirtatious with Cloud in this game was to endear the audience more to her, especially with all the boys whose first love
Junk is a heavy weapon.
was the cast of Final Fantasy VII.
We die.
Is that right?
Need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening. Deal with that.
Get guess it's my turn. Hey, it's not moving.
Just he's pretty thirsty. I like it. I'm into it.
My turn.
Abilities of a staggered foe boost your ATP.
Now's our chance.
Unique abilities?
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Keep it up.
Say your prayer. You're the ones coming through.
Punisher mode builds mad ATB on staggered enemies? Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't quite remember the point of Punisher mode, even though I know that I just skipped the tutorial screen about it.
What are you, 20-something?
First. Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Talked about how Tales of Arise and how Japanese the game was. Why do you think Final Fantasy in general isn't that weeb? It has its moments, for sure. I think a lot of its comedy stylings are very Japanese, if not very anime. But as far as why it may not fall too far into that, I mean, the series started off as Western fantasy. You know, there's knights and magic and like European towns. So I think just stylistically,
That's our target, the reactor core.
not as anime as like the Tales series, which has always been stylistically. I mean, I guess it takes place in like magical realms, but the characters are much more anime styled. Like Amano's artwork is kind of what drove a lot of the visuals of Final Fantasy and sprite work. That's not very anime looking.
Practically taste tomato in here. Hurry it up.
I mean, 7 was when it started to get more anime. 8's pretty goddamn anime. 10's pretty goddamn anime.
Scared, huh?
So, it doesn't... 13, very anime.
Dreaming about this for years.
It's kind of on a spectrum sometimes.
Heads up, boys. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck.
Thank you. Smashing boxes is really fun. High frame rate boxes. Like, Japan really likes some European things, like European folklore and mythology. I think so. I think they like spooky things.
Got no time for you folks.
Love Twin Peaks, too.
They've got time for us. That's that.
That's right, you can use that out of range. Who doesn't love Twin Peaks? There's people. Some people don't like Twin Peaks. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch something that doesn't make sense.
Don't overdo it.
Need my help, do you?
Steady.
You think if we fell in,
We love Twin Peaks despite nobody in Japan ever seeing it? What, really? That doesn't make sense. Unless there's some part of the folklore I don't understand.
Try this.
It makes sense to me though. It's like it's the most different. It's like a quirky G-man going to a small, like sleepy, mysterious city, Pacific Northwest, to solve a murder. And it's just like it's all about discovering all of the terrible things going on behind the scenes. I feel like part of that might be the catnip of like
let's do this.
exploring the superficial parts of society, because so much of Japanese society, and this haven't lived there, all right, not Japanese myself, but the understanding I get, having perused many Japanese animes, is that the society is pretty formalized when it comes to how you behave in public, in the job workspace. So I think so much of the Japanese way of life is sort of structured and superficial because their culture is a lot more complicated and older than, you know, American culture, for instance. So I could see why they would resonate culturally with a story that sort of examines the life under the superficial, which is a lot of Twin Peaks. And yeah, Deadly Premonition is very much it's directly inspired by Twin Peaks. Like the main character talks into a tape recorder in exactly the same way, has nearly identical character traits. Let's beat up a scorpion. Always time to beat up a scorp. Oh, Chupachurro, thank you for the prime.
Right. Let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Wop, 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 wop. It's so crazy seeing that mouth go. Mentioned once about speaking about American culture compared to other cultures. How young culture is relatively when compared to other countries. Yeah. Yep. I think that's evident in a lot of the way Americans act. In a way, the whole idea is that the United States doesn't have a unified culture. That's kind of the idea.
What's wrong?
It is supposed to be a collection of a lot of disparate peoples and cultures living together.
What about the
in
timer?
in a system of government that it is supposed to work for everybody. A booyah.
Pretty
But,
cocky, ain't you?
you know. Cheeseburgers. Why not try a challenge run? Well, Skizoo,
You double crossing!
I would love to do a challenge run. Because yes, I have played this game before.
Heads up.
But the game doesn't let you. You gotta play it through on normal. You have to. Unless you don't. And I would very much like to know...
Force armor plated, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning match.
I would like to know if that's possible.
No other option, huh?
Take the lead.
Guess it's my turn. You got this!
Take it over. Shit!
Should I be worried?
Oh. I was hoping that, I thought you could dodge roll through an unblockable. But I guess not, you just have to get away.
Help, do you? Got anything you want to say? Funny way to ask for help.
Jesus Christ.
Let's turn this around. Bring it home.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
Take it from
Yeah. Oh, you have thunder. Okay.
all the time. Gotcha.
Gotta heal up.
Bring it in. You ain't getting out of this.
I thought at some point you could attack his butthole.
You see the damage that did?
Keep it up.
How's the port so far? So, it's running amazingly for me. I have seen reports of some problems on other systems.
What the hell is that?
A bear.
But I haven't had problems myself. It's been running great. It's pretty light on options,
Genius.
and it has forced dynamic resolution, which has, you know, offended some people. But it's been great for me. No argument here.
Hurry up. Give them hell.
My turn. I'm waiting. Bounced right off.
Nice try, dumbass.
Frontal assault's no good.
Oh, and there we go. Now it's butthole time.
Attack it from the rear.
Alright, soldier boy, show me what you got. Asshole!
It's an asshole. How right he is. Just wanted to get that full focused shot.
Bring it home!
Hang back. Focus and find a way. All good. Deal with that.
Yeah, I'll do it. So give 'em hell.
Let's do this. Now, hit it hard and fast.
Oh, you're in for it now!
Just shoot.
Make your bring it home!
My turn. Try this.
Yeesh. I thought most complaints were that they didn't just do more with a PC port. Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of options. The options are pretty scant. That is true. I can maybe I can. No, cannot change it in battle.
That's it. Heal up and regroup. Take the lead.
Oh, bro! Special delivery! More on the back!
Watch this. Need to do something about these wounds.
Damn, man. That ran out really fast. Hurry and tell me whether I should play Lost Odyssey or NieR Automata right now. Blah. That's actually a pretty even trade in terms of quality. Do you feel like... How active of a game experience are you looking for? Do you want to sit back and pick some things from a menu and just let the story kind of come to you? Or do you want to jump around and beat things up and
Take cover behind that debris.
punch things directly? You want a direct punch or do you want an indirect punch? I'm feeling DLSS would be helpful too. Well, it kind of has that, sort of. Not really. It has dynamic resolution, which is not DLSS, but would lessen the effects of it. That's usually the pairing.
Gotta heal up.
No, you don't. Just chill out. Nothing so dramatic.
Hang back. Heal up and regroup.
Yeah, the true ending's pretty tough in NieR Automata. I'll agree with that. Playing through all of Automata can be a gamer experience, but a worthy one. Yeah, the intro is a weird choice. Shit.
Gotta heal up when I have the chance.
Oh, I see.
Bring it to heat!
Heads up! Tail laser!
I see it!
Then take cover already!
Who plays NieR's remake? Do you intend to? A little bit. I played it a little bit. I don't know. It as before, it seems cool. Just didn't grab me really. Seems like one of those games where you just gotta be into the tourism of it.
Gotta heal up.
Or like mostly be in it for the music. It is kind of worth it to go to new places and hear new music in that game. But it's not the cleanest game experience, I guess.
Patch yourself up. All good. Incoming.
Ow.
There's really no other option?
Wanna get shot? Be my guest.
Suck on this!
I can't do limit breaks yet.
Now, go!
Now I can do limit breaks.
Let's
I'll end this. Take him down.
Let's kick it up a notch.
Oh, you can't though.
Fire it one off.
God. Stagger is so fast. I'm so into all this freaking bit rate. So I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just hyper into how nice and buttery the frame rate is.
Time our attack's just right. Hold out until you spot an opening.
Fuck. I didn't know that would interrupt.
Keep it together.
Could keep going.
Oh, I guess.
If I heal up, when I get my chance, I'm gonna blow this bastard the hell up, and that's a promise. Bring it home.
Let's do it.
And down goes another. Oh, you in for it now.
It's on you.
Gotta love it.
Played both. Automata's better than Replicant, but I still enjoyed Replicant. Did take a while to get into. Eventually get to like the characters. Emil is my favorite by far. Yeah, it's just the time. It's got a slow wind up, and it's not an unpleasant wind up. It's just slow. There's a lot of like running around an open world because I guess they were really proud of having an open world, and it was kind of an early open world game. And shortcut battle commands to left bumper. Game never tells you that. I vaguely remember that. I'm not sure how into spoiler territory you want to go. What's your opinion on 7 Remake versus the original, especially the way story's handled? I'm honestly not a huge fan of the original story. I think the music and setting and characters are better than the story, which is kind of has a couple of plot holes
Come on.
by my reckoning, and kind of loses its human interest at some point. It just becomes like plot for me. That's just my opinion. So I think 7 is a bit. It stays engaged a bit better. It has more human notes and hits them better. But it's also unfair to compare. 7 Remake gets a ton more like screen time with certain characters and in certain parts of the game. So it's in a weird way they're not the same.
Break.
Which is good. I didn't want them to be. So in that regard, I'm also happy.
See ya. That it?
Nostalgia's a huge factor. Yeah, sure. I don't know if there's any getting away from that. I just remember playing 7. Like I remember really, really liking 7 the first time I played it. And then I played it again in like, what year was that? It had to be like 2010. I played it on my PSP. I got right to the end. I got to like the Sephiroth fight, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm just here. I guess it just ends." There's just like there's some really awkward pacing. There's some bizarre reveals. There's something like it's been some time going through some stuff that doesn't end up super mattering.
Do I look okay? Help a girl out, would you? My hero.
Hey, we'll link up over there. Look after Jess.
I have mad respect for 7 as a game, but the story just never grabbed me. I enjoy both the OG and remake for different gameplay reasons.
Come this way.
Pretty much the same.
This route should lead us straight to Barrett.
Pretty much the same. I think 7 Remake was very, very smart about the things that it took to remake, and then the elements that diverged in the manner in which it did those divergences. I'm also just really happy that 7 Remake retained its goofiness and like weird asides,
Don't look back. Let's
strange mini games and all that shit. It really did feel like it expanded on the spirit of 7 pretty well. Kate Sith felt underdeveloped. Well, yeah, because like it's just a reveal way at the end of the game. I guess it's supposed to be a tiered, like a oh wow, and then it's like it doesn't matter ever again.
It keeps me focused. I'll freak out.
Kate Sith basically has like two scenes in the game, the whole game, and then aside from that, Kate Sith is just there. No wait, 3. There's like the introduction. There's the one at the temple, and then the reveal of who Kate Sith is.
There it.
Hate that cat. Always have. Yeah, 9 has, or Final Fantasy sometimes can have weird character. Reminds me of Quina?
Soldier boy with me.
In 9? This kind of crosses the... This character is just a little too visually goofy for me to take this seriously. But then you try to do like these weird serious storylines, and it's just... I don't know how to feel. I should play 9 again, though. I just remember being disquieted by Quina. 9 is one of the few... Well, no, I haven't played 8 again. Never mind. I guess 7 is one of the few Final Fantasies I have replayed in full.
You got that right. Keep it together.
Yes, it's my turn. I'm waiting. You don't look so good. Take care of those wounds before you bleed out. This is gonna stay. Through it.
Here, after you.
Need my help, do you? Give it all you got.
Breather.
You ain't gonna get away. That thunder I hear?
That was sloppy.
You damn right it was.
Why is the queen an ugly green monster? Because the queen's bad. Yeah, 9 is not afraid to be a storybook. It's not afraid to be a fairy tale. And I think part of that is being a little... Okay, so there's some stutters as I'm sprinting through there. But, like, some. This game is already, like... I guess it is technically a last-gen game, but it's already running really well. I can't remember what game I was playing recently. There was just Stutter City, and I couldn't figure out why.
It's over.
Halo? It was Halo. Thank you, yeah. Yeah. Halo is just not as buttery as it seems like it ought to be. Especially since, like, it's really not that technically astounding. Like, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's pretty. But it's, you know... I was going to say it's not cyberpunk, but hopefully that statement is received as it ought to be. A PC statement. PC graphics statement.
Deal with that.
Was it just because you had cores turned off? I mean, that helped, but it still didn't, even with all the cores turned back on, it didn't run as well as it ought to have.
That was nothing.
I need to do some testing, though, because I updated my BIOS. I have my XMP profile on, but ever since I got a new cooler for my CPU, I haven't really tested CPU settings, so it's time to, I think it's time to spend a day running 3D Mark over and over again, seeing what goes on there. See if I can get any more 3D marks.
Keep it together.
What are we shooting at? God damn it.
Those wounds before you bleed out. You got this.
Great. Need a light.
Oh, it missed. Is there like a...
Is that it?
I thought there was a... I guess I don't have scan yet.
Let's kick it up and die. Pull yourself together. I got you.
Important good. Any PC only features? A very few. And
Alright, watch it suck on this.
it like you can set it in higher resolution. I don't know about ultra wide. It may not support ultra wide. But there really aren't that many graphical options. I've said this a couple times, but the thing that seems to have cheesed off a lot of PC players is that it's dynamic resolution is enabled by default and you can't turn it off. Oh, that's right. If you block in Punisher mode, you can attack. All right, or counterattack. Thank you, Shadow. There's some details that have fallen out of my head, despite my my constant wailing that I have to replay the game on on normal. Yeah, there is a mod to disable dynamic res, but still, PC players sure do hate when they're not allowed to toggle things. I think, like, motion blur is on by default, too, I think. But at 120 FPS, I don't think motion blur is so terrible and noticeable. But it still makes some people gag. The game keeps starting on my secondary monitor. I have to switch to window mode and move it over to my main monitor every time I want to play it. Man. Dem Pretzels, sometimes I've had similar problems in Windows where it just confuses what the primary monitor is. Yeah, I did forget about that. The counterattack, I was like, they're trying to teach me a mechanic here and I'm just not using it. Broken Reel, thanks for the resub. Almost 2 years hard gaming with the lads. My favorite place on Twitch. Thanks for doing what you do. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thank you. This is a collaborative thing. I'm only doing this because there's so many rad gamers to hang out with. Every time I launch PC, I gotta deal with 1 hour of Windows search indexes and other random shit.
If I couldn't.
You can turn indexing off.
First to know.
That's weird that it does it every time, though. Definitely don't look forward to running a multi-monitor setup hearing the stories. It's,
Okay, that was pretty cool.
It's not bad. I guess just like with a PC, think about it this way. Everything you plug into a PC is one more thing that might just go a little weird. And it probably will at some point. Like, once you make it unweird, it'll stay unweird for a while, but it might just go weird again. Windows 11 is causing more multi-monitor problems than it's solving for me? Ooh. Ooh. You haven't gone to 11 yet. Usually I'm very, like, early adopter on new operating systems. I think it's fun. But I haven't seen a whole lot about 11 that's all that tempting. And Microsoft isn't, like, baiting people into installing it with a version of DirectX or anything, so...
Think you might have overdone it?
I followed the instructions to the letter. Maybe it triggered a reaction.
Oh, okay. The stutters are supposed to start now.
Well, let's hope the
Especially at the slums, okay. Well, maybe I'll get Chunk City. The problem with having overclocked eyes that can see above 15 frames a second, like most normal average normies,
Let's get going.
is that the second a game drops to 119 frames per second for any reason,
all right, then.
a blood capillary in your pupil explodes, and it causes searing pain. But it happens every time. It's like Wolverine with his claws, except it's me.
Live wires, they're everywhere.
Every time my computer with $35,000 worth of hardware drops a single frame.
The air in here reeks. Get out in the open.
PC gaming rules. I love it so much.
Man, what is that? I never smelled anything so foul. Oh, it's me. Gotta do something about that. And soon.
But no, this has actually been really delightful so far. Buttery frame rate, great score. Can sit here in my monitor dome playing it.
Keep on coming.
Good shit.
We need to get out of this.
Alex Ventura, thank you for the resub.
Was it the Mako density? The primary explosive? The blasting agent?
Hey, we can figure that out later.
Yeah, the smoke looks really nice.
Empty.
Really, really nice.
You can refuse.
Daz Smiley, thank you for the prime.
Next time I'll have to bring a little pick-me-up.
How much farther do we have to go?
Not far.
Yeah, it is interesting that the prompt in the world is still a triangle. That's not a PlayStation triangle, though. It's not green. It doesn't have the exact dimensions and, like, slightly rounded angles.
Stand back then.
That is a Final Fantasy VII Remake interaction prompt.
Can't wait to see you, Marlene.
Can't wait to take a hot shower.
I can just sit here and admire Cloud's arms. Yeah, they kept him pretty svelte. He's still pretty lean. He was always kind of a athletic build. But yeah, he's pretty ripped up, which is nice. He's got that, like, tricep that has the divot in it. Jesus. What's the... Damn, I don't have that. Damn, Cloud. His tricep looks like a thigh. It looks like a calf muscle. I wish I had divoted tricep. Yeah, I don't know what... I didn't know there were two muscle groups there. One day I'll figure out how male bodies work.
She's good to go. Fire in the hole!
You sure told those doors.
Let that be a lesson to anything that gets in my way.
Cloud subsists on a diet of beef jerky and egg whites, apparently.
Attention all citizens. Attention all citizens.
Maybe like yogurt?
From the Shinra
Rotate your arm? I mean, I was trying.
Unidentified intruders have detonated a bomb inside Mako Reactor 1. Multiple explosions.
It still just feels like one muscle wrapping around.
In response,
One second.
a disaster warning has been issued in sectors 1 and 8. Structures in the area are at high risk of collapse, rendering the entire sector hazardous. Therefore, all residents of sector...
Yeah, I want the beefier dude. Show me this guy.
This.
Holy fuck, this guy's huge.
But what if it was?
I want the zoom. Where was the
What's
zoom?
done is done.
Merc's right.
There we go. Yeah, I guess there's two muscles, sort of.
We can't stop it.
Huh.
This was just the first reactor, and the planet won't be safe till we get the rest.
Yeah.
The bicep brachialis and the
And this is only the beginning.
tricep?
Y'all gotta
Yeah.
look at the bigger picture.
Tricep, brachii, lateral head, and long head.
One without sac-
That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay, so the...
may not be crying out,
Huh.
just like the planet. But it's okay, cause I'm here for you.
Yeah. Narf. Triceps have 3 heads, hence the name. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Your fears, your worries,
I guess it's the lateral head.
and yes, your feet.
I feel like you'd have to specifically work out that part of the tri to make it pop like that. Or maybe you just work the whole tricep and it just develops around its heads like that. Damn.
It's easy enough.
The divot is bone. Work out your bones? Well, it's like reducing body fat so that the divot becomes apparent. There's not like a lot of skull crushers. Yeah, I do some of those. I don't do them super heavy though because I don't know. I feel like unless I make sure that my shoulders are rotated properly, I don't know. My form can go weird with skull crushers. My elbows start moving, and I kind of focus on form over weight with skull crushers. But Crunchy Wrap, what's up?
We'll split up and shoot for the last train home.
Ooh,
Freight car. Got it?
that lighting. Noir lighting. Swinging a Buster Sword around might do that. He was loaded up on Mako and drugs for 2 years, so that helped. Yeah,
I'd like my money now.
juiced up on Battle Crack.
Back at base.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. No stutters yet. Not that I've seen.
I don't need to tell you what this is, right?
Of course not. It's healing materia.
You can have it for saving my life.
Just doing my job. Nothing more.
Yeah. Fact is, I'm lucky you were there.
These streamers is port trash.
It can be a matter of luck.
Not
or
so
skill.
far. It's been good for me, but that's not the case with everyone.
Words to live by.
Yeah, well, thanks.
You do know how to use it, right?
You do know what I was, right?
You think part 2 will end Remake? No. I think they're going to keep making Final Fantasy VII Remake games as long as they keep selling. And I would be shocked if they had like a conclusive story in mind already.
Okay, I was only trying to help. Oh, before I forget, here's a little something extra for being so brave. That really...
They release all the parts?
Well,
They haven't even announced the second one. It's probably going to be 3 parts. Yeah, probably. But even if it is just because people like trilogies, they're still going to keep making other Final Fantasy VII property stuff. Probably.
Please inform the nearest public security officer. You may alternatively contact security headquarters. I repeat.
That seems to be their entire intention of rebooting Final Fantasy VII with the remake.
Look up! I said look up!
I'm looking
Careful
up.
up here. This could collapse at any moment. If you want up, you'll have to use those stairs.
It's okay. You're safe now. Got a patient with you.
No, I'm sorry. That's nothing to apologize for. Maybe I was a little too forceful with my answer. I just think it's funny. Now let me see. Maybe I can get to gift box. Oh, what is all this? Select bonus items. Intermission items cannot be claimed in the main story and vice versa. I got a cactuar. Mako crystal. What is all that for? Okay, so okay, wait. Options. Okay, so here are all of your PC settings basically. Can't do it can't do exclusive full screen. Interesting. That's like more and more a thing that games seem like they just don't do anymore. There's all your resolutions. Texture resolution, shadow resolution, just high or low. You set your frame rate, and then the game figures out dynamic resolution after that. You can scale the number of characters, which I guess is nice. And then, yeah, HDR settings, basically. Is that a cactuar pet? I think it was a summon. Sure. No, it wasn't. What? I don't know what that was. Oh, I just can't use them yet. Okay. I don't know if someone's unlocked yet. Indeed, you are correct. Don't want to confuse people who have definitely never played this game before.
Station's intact. What the?
Yeah. Cloud's just looking at the summon materia and drooling. Is there a cactus in this or what? Well, I do. It's the summon from the standard / deluxe / first edition soldier editions. First soldiers. Okay. And I guess that's all. That's right. The PC version just has all the trinkety DLC. You can equip them now. You equip them on the other side of your normal materia. The other side. I'll go back and look in a second. I guess the uninteresting unanswered question too is if Sephiroth has learned how to bust out of his timeline, why is he interested in this one? And why does he specifically seem to want Cloud to not play along with the Final Fantasy VII plot in this version of events? Or maybe he found out how to use the live stream to restart things, and he's just trying to prevent Cloud from getting tangled up in shit because he knew the Cloud beat him eventually. So he's just trying to be like, oh, there it is. It was there the whole time. You know I'm going for my guy.
But then...
So yeah, maybe it's not exactly multiverse as much as he went to a great effort to like jump back in a timeline. But that would imply there's another Sephiroth doing what Sephiroth is doing right now in this timeline. Which I guess is not out of the realm of possibility. When does 7 first mention Sephiroth? Because they flash back to Tifa and Cloud being in Calm. They don't show the whole Sephiroth stuff. The first time I remember is when, like, once you leave Midgar and they kind of sit down and tell you the whole story. I remember, like, that's the first time I remember Sephiroth really forming up in the narrative. When he kills the president. Oh, yeah. Really? It's that far into the game. That's what's weird, because that is sort of that's when the first game transitions from the ecological storyline to what the game ends up being about, which is also when it transitions from Midgar to being a more fantasy-based game.
I killed you with my own.
That's where you see his sword. Okay.
Not remind me.
So I guess real Sephiroth is in or around Midgar.
And this is now.
During the events of the opening.
Our beloved planet is dying.
Could be that Sephiroth's consciousness traveled back, so future Seph is replace the current one. Sure. Yeah, through the live stream, something, blah, blah, blah. Why not?
Planets suffer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cloud.
Valid theories, valid theories.
Were the planet to die, so many things would be lost. Your hometown. So
PC or PS5? PC!
Her voice, pleading for me to spare you. The shiver of her flesh.
Cloud first says the name Sephiroth during the VR showcase of Shinra and Shinra HQ. Okay.
That which binds us together would be no more, and I would be loath.
Oh, look at that high frame rate fire! Ooh!
Which is why I must ask you this one favor. Don't worry. It's a simple thing.
Mako's very vague in what its limits are, so sure, time travel, why not? I mean, something nearly identical is happening in Final Fantasy XIV as I'm playing it. It is using, like, livestream Mako infrastructure and literally has time travel because of it. But it also has dimensions, so 14's getting a little bananas.
Hold on to that hatred.
Has the story been updated for the remakes? It wasn't confusing enough already. I don't know that 7... Yeah, I don't know that 7 was really all that confusing. It just was a little... I guess, actually, confusing might be a good word for it. Sometimes it was hard to tell what you were supposed to care about.
I'm seeing.
And the order you were told things felt a little haphazard.
Maybe. All right. You got this.
I don't know, though. I feel like I'm also holding the game to unfair standards because there weren't a whole lot of games that carried a consistent narrative over 50 to 60 hours of playtime back then. Some of the Dragon Quests Dragon Quests tend to be pretty episodic in their storytelling. You go to a town and there's a haunted king in a ruin outside of it, and that's got a whole backstory, but it's pretty episodic. Final Fantasy VI was, I think, pretty... It got pretty episodic in World of Ruin, but still managed to kind of keep tonal consistency, sort of.
Please leave your residences at once. I repeat. This is an alert from the Shinra Emergency Operations Center.
Some was confusing for the time. Most games were like as simple as Mario or whatever. Yeah. Or gunman, shoot bad guy.
You are advised to vacate the area immediately.
Yeah, yeah. So that, yeah, I think like judging its like story inconsistencies is again a little unfair. It was a very soaring story that had interconnectedness and character development. Like it had a lot of elements that people responded very positively to because other games just straight up didn't have them at all. Was this Kreen with a VIP or ban? So this is important to bring up because I did test it before I went live and it did roll a ban, so it is possible. It is possible. And theoretically, it's only 30% chance for VIP at this point. But we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for watching the channel enough to even be able to do that. And in honor of that, I hit this button now. Oh no!
I must ask you to remain in the hotel along with the other guests. We want to know what's going on.
Is powering inside.
The streak has been broken. Very sad. Kreen, I'm very, very sorry. What does VIP even do, though? You get VIP in the channel, which is, if you're gonna ask what that means, it's a Twitch thing that they give channel operators to just recognize important members of the community. Functionally, it basically means you're treated like a sub. You don't get ads or as many ads. You are allowed to ignore slow mode. You can like post links and stuff, but I allow links anyway. Well, Kreen, I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. That's a lot of channel points. But it's a cruel world, and it's getting more cruel. Like I said, yeah, only 30% chance of VIP at this point, so... And it got unstuck. There were like 7 VIPs in a row, so... had to run out at some point, like all things do. But thank you very much for watching the stream. It is not a permanent ban, no. It is for 1 hour, which I am about to enforce now. To me, adding tragedy to the randomness of it only enhances the comedy. Yeah, Strider, it's true. For this stream, since I don't really run ads, and I turn off as many ads as I can in the first place, VIP is largely cosmetic. Only for an hour? Only for an hour. I mean, functionally, if somebody saves up enough channel points to redeem that, I don't want them to leave the stream. So, this hurts me just as much as it hurts the people that I ban. Almost exactly as much, except I can keep talking and I'm not banned at all.
To save anyone.
There is a limit to how many VIP slots there are.
Not even yourself.
Which is why I am, I'm starting to stack the odds. Because it's not like VIP expires. So, I have to start restricting access even more than requiring people to watch the stream for like 2.5 years.
Here, this is for you.
Huh? A flower?
That's right. It's a gift. You know, for scaring those things away.
That port, Crafty, some people have had issues with it, but it's been running super well for me.
Think of it as a memento.
Robitussin, Rabbit, I can sign the cards if somebody redeems them and wants them signed. Yeah, I can do that.
I heard that, you know.
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer. In your case...
Dark Souls PvP for MVP.
Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
Look, I'm involved in things.
There are currently 19 VIPs. I think there's more than 19.
You are. So?
I think there's much more than 19.
So keep your distance.
Wait, you think so?
Yeah, there are much more than 19.
Is that what you're all worked up about? Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Hey, a Mako reactor just blew. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell...
53 VIPs. Oh, in chat currently. Gotcha. Sorry. I kind of wanted to do a count because it's been a while. God, that buttery frame rate. I only got some butter on this bread.
What are they?
Yeah, the particles. The particles with like the ghostly blending in the tail.
Drop your weapon!
Looks real slick.
Are you blind?
You know,
Is the FPS capped or uncapped? It is capped to 120. I don't think you can uncap it. Oops.
Wait!
I was gonna look up
Nice meeting you!
what engine this is in. 'Cause it might be Unreal. Or it might be their own engine. I don't know how Square Enix this game is. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. So wait. Yo, it is Unreal. Okay. It's UE4. Yep. God. Could you imagine how long it would have taken them to make 7 Remake if they made their own goddamn engine again? And I know somebody at Square wanted to. I know they did. part of me really respects companies that keep iterating on their own tech, but I don't know how you can compete with other developers that don't spend that money or that time. When you can flip like AAA games in 3 years. Also, just the talent pool. People aren't gonna want to come work for you if they're gonna spend 5 years getting to know a tool set that's only at that company. Furthermore, you're not gonna be able to hire anyone because no one's gonna know how to run your shit. Because you made it. And everyone that made it left, and they didn't write down what they did.
Have caused numerous ongoing fires. Many homes
That bastard couldn't have gotten far. Stay alert.
The homogenization of like rendering tech is a bit sad. It's one of the things that made Cyberpunk really cool and probably fucked up on console. Was that they made their own engine still. They're still using Red Engine, which I respect and I love because that's the way it used to be done. And so like technical delights like 2077 on PC can happen when companies just make their own shit from scratch, but it takes so long and it's so expensive. Would you recommend picking up this or Final Fantasy XIV first? I would say this. This is a way more playable, direct, and intense experience. Not to mention, if you pick up 14, you're going to be playing content that's like 6 or 7 years old at this point. Whereas this game is a lot more kind of contemporary in its play style and its asset quality. Just easier to recommend on those regards.
Brace yourself.
If you want a game that you can play for the rest of your life,
No holding back.
then 14 is what I would easily say. 7 you can finish in, well, I guess depends on your play pace, but... Hey, what's up, OG Marvillo?
Here we go. See ya. Get ready. No holding back.
Is there a way to keep operator mode after a roll? Or Punisher mode, excuse me. I can't remember if that was an option. Or if it always switches back to operator mode. I'll get the buttons at some point. Halo, yeah. I really like the combat system in this game too.
Let's do this.
It is sort of the culmination of what they were doing in 13. That's how it feels. I also just been playing that, or put some time into that game recently, so it's on my mind.
Let's finish this.
Did a shitload of damage. Holy crap! Taking 2 dive kicks. Combat system's meant to be cinematic.
Now you're in.
You're right. I mean, from the early days, that was the point of like when they switched to a 3D combat system in Final Fantasy VII, and even in 6, like some of the combat effects were meant to be sort of technical showcases with Mode 7 effects and stuff for the summons and some of the spells. But the stuff they did with 7 on PC or on PlayStation, the whole point was to like show off the tech and to do cool camera angles. And to do that, to like be as cinematic as you want, you have to take control away. So you have the player tell the game what to do via a menu, and then you get cool sweeping camera shots because it's just what you said to do happening. When you install Endwalker, does it give you the other expansions as well? You mean when you buy it? No, I don't think. There might be collections. There might be a collection that has all of the expansions up to date. Because the only ones you need to buy are Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. Honestly, if you're starting, I would just install the trial. Like, don't spend any money until you finish Heavensward and it says, hey, guess what? You got to buy Stormblood. You might as well. Like, you're not losing out on anything. The only thing you're really losing out on is like the ability to roll different races of characters. But once you buy those expansions, you can use a Fantasia to reset how you look anyway.
Are you excited?
That might cost money, but not very much. And like, if it's possible, if it's possible that like you might fall off the game, and it's possible, it's long and the beginning's kind of dry, then at least you save the money. Oh, there's no reason for me to like check gear for a while because yeah, I have this DLC thing on. Right now you cannot play the trial or purchase the game. They halted that because of the congestion being so bad. That's true. Yes, never mind. It is a moot discussion in the first place, isn't it? But I would say bookmark the page when it opens back up. It's crazy to me that 7 was originally meant for the SNES. They couldn't fit it on less than 11 cartridges, so that's the start of Final Fantasy on PlayStation. It's actually not. At least according to like an interview. There's like a like a featurette
Let's do this.
that has some interviews with Sakaguchi and the director of 7, whose name I'm forgetting. But the way that they describe it in this video, which is, you know, it's not absolute, could just be one piece of the puzzle. But it was based on, they did so there's a computer graphics symposium called SIGGRAPH. And people in computer tech go there every year to kind of showcase new rendering pipelines and new engine techniques and all that stuff. They went in like '96, I think, and they showed off a prototype they had for running on PlayStation that could stream video and render 3D models on top of it at the same time. That was like the engine they wrote, was streaming video but also rendering 3D. And it was because of that technological breakthrough that drove Kitase, yeah, Yoshinori Kitase. It was that like ability that drove a lot of or that drove 7's platform. Obviously, especially at the time too, with video compression being what it was, you couldn't really fit video on a N64 cartridge. So in a way, it was storage requirements, but the way that the devs describe it was that they had made this technological innovation and wanted to make a game that featured it. A grenade?
Let's do this. Yeah. Steady.
It was more of a falling out between Square and Nintendo. Huh? No, not really. I don't think it was. That was awesome. I think people people assume a lot of drama when necessarily there wasn't any. I think they had developed a certain piece of tech, and the tech had certain platform requirements. That's how they make it sound. But then again, Japanese game devs can also be very diplomatic when speaking about other companies and their relationships with them. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because yeah, I certainly like. I think the common understanding is that like Square wanted to produce art, and the N64, not an art platform, did not support video, could not be cinematic, which is technically true. But yeah, I just found it neat that they talked about it much more practically. They were like, yeah, our engineers made this breakthrough, so we had to use it. That's just business. Anything that makes our product look better or perform more distinctly in the market. Super neat stuff. It's always fascinating to me to hear the word from the developer's mouth about how things are done, because it's so a lot of times it's so much less emotional, I guess. More like it's work. People came to work and made work decisions.
End of the line, punk!
How's this port running anyway? It's running very well for me. Running very well. But I also have a kind of an overpowered beef PC. So that might affect things. Anyway, I don't mean to be so contrarian. I feel like I'm actually pretty hard just there. That's a lot of boys, a lot of dudes.
That's that.
I do remember there was like there was an issue of Nintendo Power that had pictures of a prototype Final Fantasy for the Nintendo 64.
You won't get through.
And it was just like shots of a battle scene that had 3D characters. So I'm gonna guess they were like writing prototype engines about how to do battle systems and stuff. But yeah, it's Epic only. I think this port is Epic Game Store only. I think there was some data mining that implied a Steam version is in the works or is planned. I didn't look into that though. It's just, you know, some random thread. Definitely see a lot more headlines than the full articles. That's just efficiency. I can't remember what that. Is there a way to see status effects? Oh, there's the way to scan. I can't remember what that byte upgrade thing does. I think it gives me regen or leech. Just glad they released it with intergrade. Saves me needing a PS5 for even longer. Me too.
Let's do this.
Me too. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Wait, where? How do you summon? I want to see Cactus Man. You have to do it before the meter's out, right? Wait for the bar? Oh. Okay.
Here it comes. I see you.
Okay.
I see you.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Get him.
Get him.
Try me. Floppy. Anytime now.
I agree. Cactar, you want to do anything? You want to do anything? Oh, pushed him around. Got him. Where's my 1,000 needles?
Is that it?
What the fuck is going on? There we go. Jesus.
Thanks.
Okay, so he just chills out the whole time. Okay, and then he eventually does 10,000 needles. Are there summon commands too? Are there? You can do that in 13, I think.
Wait, I know that.
Oh, someone has to be commanded? Oh, shucks. Okay. I'm forgetting a lot, it turns out. Okay, whoops. I was supposed to tell him to do stuff. Yeah, Grace, this soundtrack is A+. A lot of people hate Epic Game Store so much. Couldn't care less what launcher I have to use to play a single-player game as long as it runs well. I feel the same way.
Bob won't be joining us after all.
No need to assume the worst.
I don't know.
Sure, he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you?
I think people resent...
Soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
People resent the complication of what used to be a simple thing. Everything on Steam. I think like... Let me see if I can explain it as closely as I can understand. That's weird. That like the train in the background is not the same frame rate.
Had me worried for a minute.
Or maybe it's just anyway. I mean, it's optical illusion. PC gamers like having it their way. There's a part about the game that doesn't work right. Mod it. Highest quality, highest performance.
Nicely done.
Games organized with custom art. Put into bins that are easily searchable with keyboard commands that custom launch every single game. part of PC culture, I think, is about
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
using open tools to make an experience what you want it to be. What? So I think part of that, or I think part of the anger or frustration is being forced to run different applications.
Only saw them after she grabbed.
Which is weird because you're forced to run
A
Steam.
new Shinra weapon, maybe?
I guess you can play stuff in offline mode.
More like a
Other people complain, I think justifiably maybe, that Epic Game Store just as a storefront is less functional and less feature complete than Steam.
let's move
They're being forced to use a different service. I think it just does come down to being the market forcing them to do something because of money games.
A lot of people here.
And in the freight car, too.
Because of the evacuation.
There are people who also insist that letting them do whatever they want in the way that they want to is always the best thing for business. That may not always be the case, unfortunately.
Understanding and cooperation is appreciated.
I do think it is just as simple as like, I don't want to do that other thing. I'm used to Steam. I like Steam. Let me use Steam. It could just be that. I don't really see people hating on Battle.net Origin or the Ubisoft one as much as Epic Game Store. I think part of it is like Epic Games is also Fortnite, so people resent it for entering the PC space because of their success with a Zoomer product, I guess. I'm not arguing about the validity of any of these things, by the way. So I'm not gonna I'm just saying, like, from a hip fire, I think this is why people don't like it. It's a Zoomer product. People, I think, inject teensy bits of xenophobia in there because of the investment Tencent made into Epic Games. There was a lot of like forced to, like, all the spyware stuff was blown out of proportion. Most people have forgotten about that at this point, but I think it's a little potpourri of a bunch of different things. And I think at its most fundamental, it's that people don't like change.
Man, everyone's on edge.
Of course they are.
Hey, Cloud.
cleaning up the office.
If you're about to unburden yourself, don't.
Nice.
Yeesh. You don't make it easy.
Sector 3 instead.
I use Steam Link quite a lot. Using other launchers through that kind of messes up the gamepad and stream a little. It still works, just awkward steps. I see that as a frustrating move on Valve's part to lock it to Steam. I do some PC streaming as well, but I do it through an NVIDIA Shield. But then again, that's locked to NVIDIA, so...
Even after what we saw at the station and all over Sector 8.
Yeah, at some point you're going to have to jump through somebody's hoop, I guess.
My hands are still shaking.
You get used to it.
Something to look forward to.
Learn to take a hint,
Or
buddy.
maybe not.
Should have never gotten out of bed this morning. Just called in sick.
Little help, Cloud? Please?
I'm sure
I can't stop
Sector
thinking
7's
about it.
affected too.
The bomb I made shouldn't have produced an explosion that big. It doesn't make any sense.
The explosion triggered a reaction with the Mako. You said so yourself.
That was my first guess, but shouldn't a reactor have fail-safes to prevent that kind of thing?
And thing is, I like everything centralized. GOG Galaxy fulfills that mostly.
Back there.
Yeah, philosophically, I feel like GOG Galaxy tries to do all the things that everyone says they want.
Excuses for some.
Well, maybe I should be more specific.
Gotta own up to it if I'm gonna learn.
I like GOG because it's thin, it's lightweight, and it does collect everything. And it gives you a lot of customizability about what you see and in what order. Like you can turn off the store, you can have it boot to whatever menu you want, as opposed like Steam eventually added that stuff. I guess they've always had it. You don't have to like go right to the store.
What kind of would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
I like it. Yeah, no DRM, which is it's like a PR beat they used to hammer pretty hard, but they just kind of backed off.
Aren't they the terrorists who tried to kill the president?
Oh, that reminds me, GOG is doing giveaways right now.
Hey, quit talking out your ass.
I have some game codes to give away.
Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about
for free good old games.
Just who do you think you are?
a law-abiding, concerned citizen.
Law-abiding? Really?
I just have to like click and then give them away. Be Tornado, thanks for the sub. Oh wait, I need to put. That's right, I need to put like giveaway in my title. I guess I could do that.
Explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry. Think they got it? Heard it loud and clear? Y'all's mad.
How much of this did I play on PS5? I played like half of Intergrade.
Or violence, but
and then I played like the first part of
That is how
7 Remake.
change the world.
So not very much, to be honest.
That is the Shinra Creed.
Demonstrates why Good Old Games or GOG Galaxy was a decent try at competing with Steam compared to Epic Game Store. They actually added new features instead of lacking existing ones.
Right.
Well, GOG Galaxy doesn't have everything Steam has. They don't have trading cards and stuff. That's what I find weird too. For everybody that like is mad about NFTs, that is essentially the Steam system.
It's just a sword.
People found a way to look the other way when it came to Team Fortress hats and trading cards. Actually, no, I take that back. When Steam introduced trading cards, everybody was like, this is stupid and makes no sense.
You hear that suit?
But that's about what it was. Steam trading cards don't pretend to be unique, though. Yeah, they do. You can't duplicate a trading card. You can generate new ones, but you can't, like, copy one. You can't copy a Team Fortress hat. It is unique. And they are hella dumb still, yeah. But that's the system. It enforces uniqueness.
Let's get this out of the way. Personally, I find visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. If it helps, think of it as an initiation.
Sold all my cards and got 20 bucks.
Sometimes do I have to tell you people?
Turned it into some cash. Turned it into some cash.
Trying too hard to get. So, here we've got a wireframe model of the great city of Midgar, complete with massive...
An NFT claims to be the sole existing version of itself. Everyone on Steam can have the TF2 Steam badge. Well, badges aren't NFTs. It is the same, Chubro. There's just like... Every card cannot be copied. There can be 10 of a different kind of card or 100. But it is digitally enforced scarcity to create value. It's exactly the same thing.
This here is the train.
What I think the comparison is there are not, or it may be very rare, that there is one of a certain kind of item on all of Steam. But like all the monkey things are kind of the same deal.
Criminal history.
They just have different hats. Think about every monkey NFT as a Steam trading card.
Public security wouldn't have it any other way. Heads up.
So there can be a lot, of
Our IDs?
Jesse cards from 7 Remake, right? But you can't, in your own inventory, copy a Jesse trading card because the uniqueness of all of them is enforced.
We reach the bottom.
That one card gets sold to somebody else, removed from your inventory, and put in theirs. And that ledger is maintained of all those trades.
People down there gotta struggle to survive. Shinra sucks up Mako.
I guess I'm more making a technical statement about how the inventory is tracked and treated versus a perceptual one or perceptive one about the uniqueness of every NFT.
All well and good. If you only out.
Like think about it this way. Let's say that like I make an artwork and I mint 5 NFTs for that one artwork and they're all first run. Somebody's bound to have done that, right? I've made 10 NFTs that are all like NFT 1 through 10 of my monkey picture and sell all 10 as the first press or something like that, the first minting.
There's only one way it can go.
The Valve of 10 years ago would have been all of our NFTs. I mean, they were. They just made it their own system. It was a system that didn't talk to anything else because Valve was pretty closed off. As much as Valve whined about Microsoft closing off their systems, Valve did the same thing.
Goodness.
They just liked their own system, because of course they did. And I think exactly like NFTs, there were a lot of people speculating on Steam. There were bots running games to generate trading cards without human input. That was burning electricity for no reason.
Lower your voices.
There were tools that would go through your Steam library, launch and idle video games that had unearned cards, so that you could generate the cards and then sell them for currency. People were mining Steam assets for a long time.
See you soon. At 7th Heaven. You know, where Tifa works.
Those pretty eyes.
Don't keep her waiting. She'll worry.
So,
Oh yeah, TF2 idle servers. I mean, yeah, that was TF2 had its own economy of like trying to generate drops that you could sell. It was also like kind of like you see now. That's when Steam security started to become a lot more of a problem because people's accounts would get hacked so they could just empty out their Steam inventories. Because that stuff was worth money on Steam. And it wasn't real. And it was a hat or ear-pods or a particular bat or something.
I feel like it's been forever since I've eaten.
Listen to the NPCs. This is the beef run. I have to unlock hard mode. Nothing they say on normal matters. It's only when they say it on hard mode.
Apparently Shinra thinks it's...
Don't play these on the hat.
Sold a rare hat about 11 years ago. $181. Nice.
Huh. Mako is the lifeblood of the planet? Yeah, the hell it is. Goddamn eco-warriors with their...
Wait, they change?
Posters.
What?
I tear them down and they're...
NPC dialogue changes on events? Oh, well, sure.
Better to do.
Just like a real Final Fantasy game.
Look at all that steel work. You trying to tell me that's not progress? What the... You okay, buddy?
Time for Chadley. Always time for Chadley.
Mako junkie, huh? Figures.
He assumes you're a junkie right off the top. I mean, technically, he's right. Right? Cloud's brain is all fried out on Mako. People don't foam at the mouth about trading cards like they do NFTs. I disagree, Chubra. I think a smaller and more vocal crowd does froth about like. Did you know there are shiny trading cards? And you can make shiny badges out of shiny trading cards, and they sell for a lot of money. They do.
Security should know who
it's just not. It hasn't blanketed conversation. I don't think, but yeah, foils. Yeah. I had a foil. I like some foil generated for some game. Oh, you have foil? Nice. Have you checked into how much it's worth? It could be like $3, like depending on the game. I've noticed, and this is a fun crossover, anime cards always sell for way more, which I think tells you a lot. But Doom Eternal's foil badge totals over $25. Damn. Maybe it was just easier to ignore? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't want to tell you. Like, you have your own perception, of course. That was my perception, though. Because I saw this happening, and I was like, Valve's really doing it. They're out here doing it. They're trying to, like, make an economy around digital shit. And it's, like, digital shit that it's, like, inventory that they control. And generate sort of systematically. They love their systems.
Why did people...
I thought it was neat. I thought it was worth paying attention to, and it turned it out to be a bit of a harbinger by my recollecting. Maybe it's less environmental impacts, less care. Maybe.
That's right, Angel.
Maybe. I think like.
Yeah, I've been helping Tifa.
Oh, you did you?
There's more money, like breaking that ecosystem out of Steam.
You made it.
Has certainly opened them up to a lot more investment money.
I can't remember the last time I saw a real one.
And just general speculation money.
Huh?
So I think that might be why.
How sweet. When did you...
That it's harder to ignore, or that more people are talking about it.
Has been 5 years.
If anything, I'd argue NFTs are better seeing the uniqueness is enforced by an algorithm instead of Valve's database.
Come on in.
Well, I mean, Valve's database is run by algorithms, but...
Daddy, the Mako place blew up. Everyone on TV's talking...
It is not owned by a private company, I suppose, yes.
Daddy's here.
And I'm okay with that. I like that.
Now turn that thing off and let's get you to bed, huh?
I mean, that's the kicker. Like, Valve got a cut of every transaction. Does it sound familiar? So if you would sell a trading card, like, what, 2-3% of that just went to Valve. Theoretically, to pay for, like, the transaction, to pay for the electricity. But
until I'm done with it.
they spun up a whole economy of trades where they get to skim a little bit off of every transaction. It's like... And, like, you can have currency in your Steam account, but Valve isn't a bank.
Hey! What the hell you think you're doing?
So that's weird.
Daughter like that.
Daddy says never talk to strangers.
That's right, honey.
I've always been curious how much currency is just sitting in Valve accounts at any one time.
You know what else good girls do? They go to bed on time. Come on.
Yeah, Marlene is real cute.
But I'm not tired. I want to talk some more, Daddy.
All right. But just this one.
That VO is just so good.
So then, what can I get you?
So good.
I'm still waiting on it.
That's a terrifying thought. Yeah, I wondered about that at GameStop, honestly. People would trade in games and then we'd print off credit slips and hand them to them.
We should talk outside.
I guess at that point the transaction's complete. But the idea of like taking in inventory in exchange for like credit slips that could get lost or destroyed
To the planet?
Of course.
was really interesting to me. How much do people get from trading in games? Oh, at GameStop? Like very, very little. The margin on games was awesome. That's what that whole company ran on. I think for a new release you'd get like maybe 25, 30 US for trading a game in, and that's like brand new. The day it comes out, if you try to trade it in, that's as high as it ever got. And then they would turn around and sell for 45, 50. Or like, yeah, 45. Maybe like 47. Like they really scraped the margins hard.
Sure does. Thanks.
Usually it was like 15 bucks.
Follow me then. How was it up on the plate?
It was chaotic.
Sorry for dragging you into all this. It was wrong of me to put you in danger like that.
I heard about that on
I
the news.
promise I...
Oh, the dudes who came in with the original faded pre-order slip for Duke Nukem Forever? Yeah. Like yellowed thermal paper. Thoroughly creased.
Stick it to Shimmer.
It's like sticking next to the condom in the wallet that's never used.
Good at all.
That's a good resting place for a Duke Nukem Forever pre-order slip, I think.
Much as I could, all things considered. Maybe not enough for them.
Good. You had me worried. You're not exactly a people person.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, brand new games used only saved you 5 to 10 from a new price.
I saw
Yup.
Sector 8 on the news. It was like a war zone.
But 10% more off if you sign up for the GameStop Power Club, which gets you a free subscription to Game Informer.
Right.
Now you're buying a $45 game. Subscription's 10 bucks, so that's already half off, buddy. You get this card, you get 10% off. That's a whole year of magazines for $5. $5. It started when I was 10, or it started 10 bucks. Then they raised it to 15.
Time for much else.
I was like, man, that's gonna be way harder to sell.
Not even time to decorate.
But whatever.
Here's your room. 202.
Here comes that door. Let's see that asset. Let's see that texture.
You did?
Yes? Oh.
That is a nice wooden door.
I had a friend looking for a place to stay. Was that too much?
Doesn't look like I have a giant cataract.
It's fine.
What's up, Marzard?
That one's, know what? It's getting late.
Condoms expire? Not if your dreams never expire. Yeah. That was the shitty door. Hold on.
If you want anything else, we can always get it.
There's one thing. My money. You guys owe me 2,000, remember?
I do. And we'd love to settle up, especially since this was your first job for us, but...
That's it?
Sorry. We spent the rest preparing for the mission. That really is it. But not for long. I'm collecting money for filters tomorrow, so I can pay you after.
And you're sure about that?
Of course, as long as you help, that is.
Here's this door.
Then I'd have to pay you for that.
That's old door.
Never mind.
New door looking crisp.
Enough. That's what we agreed on, so that'll be the price. With what you gave me, that leaves 1,500.
You're the best.
Look at that door.
I'll see you bright and early.
You can kind of see digital compression in it, though. You see the little blocks?
Sleep tight.
It looks like a door texture that they captured from a YouTube video or something. Like, image compression doesn't look like that. Video compression looks like that. I don't know, man. Games are weird. I want to stare closer at that door. Didn't even notice the door. Yeah, it wasn't a huge deal. It was just weird how low res that particular asset was, given that, like, Usually in games, if they know you're going to be close to an asset, they texture it. They tend to texture it well. Let me get a closer look at this. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the kind of the blockiness of it. Wait, hold on, I can activate photo mode. Why do I care so much about this door? It's a dumb question. Photo mode. Whoa, huh? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, there's like very distinct kind of like yeah, video encoding blocking going on. How strange. Yeah, the lines are a lot more visible left to right. But like here there's like a little bright spot and it just chunks. There's like weird breaks of the texture lines, which is very, very strange. Don't understand this tech talk. My bad. It's just the artifacts that kind of result from compressing assets.
Hey, you okay in there?
Looks like they upscaled shit with an asset, looks like they upscaled the shit asset with an AI. Maybe? Upscales look a bit different. They have like a weird fuzz around all of the like contrasts and color, but it's possible. There was that that Loveless Street sign that I saw earlier. That looked like it was up-resed with an AI, but he doinked his sword on them. It's too big. Johnny Big Pants, thanks for the sub.
Cloud, stop! Get back inside! Get off me!
I have a door in my house that has a fake wood grain pattern that repeats, so I can't complain too much about games. Yeah, maybe it's more realistic than not. Yeah. Luminous, that is really nice. Cloud bangs his ridiculous sword on the door frame.
But he's not a bad guy. The landlady asks me to check on him now and then to make sure he's okay. Can I ask you to do the same?
I remember the parts in original Final Fantasy VII when Tifa was holding Sephiroth's sword, and they just like plastered it to her nubbin hand, and then she ran with it, and it was just like flying all over the place and like clipping through her head because it was so absurdly big. Oh man. Final Fantasy physics are always the best. Like Final Fantasy VII boxing glove hands were really cute too. I think by 8 they had like more normal people arms. Cloud sleeping with his armor. Well, you saw him. You saw him jump out of bed ready for action. We get reflections. We get blurs. That's pretty chaotic. I need to do classic polygon skins for this game like Resident Evil 2. Oh, that would be sick. That's a really good idea. If you were in an RPG world, what weapon would you use? I think I would go the Tifa route and just beat ass. I would have like hand protectors. Because you can't leave those anywhere. I would for sure just forget my fantasy weapon all over the place. I would go eat somewhere and I'd just leave it. I'd walk away without it.
Now, you must be Cloud. I'm Marl, your landlady. So how'd you like the place? You from up on high?
I've been
Marl.
I'll bet.
Marl!
No matter. All kinds come through with all kinds of reasons. If you ever need an ear to bend, I'll lend you mine. Can be about anything, even Tifa.
What's she to you?
The granddaughter I never had. And if you hurt her, I'll take it out of your hide. You hear me?
The lip sync is
Good. Now you'd best get a move on.
quite a bit different when you're outside of the prestige cutscenes.
So they blew up a reactor. My house.
Man, I remember playing through this the first time. It was like, gosh, what, March 2020 or something like that? February 2020. I had just kind of clicked to streaming full time. I had hustled a little bit to get a review code, and I was like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get review codes, and then I'm gonna play prestige games, and everyone's gonna watch me. Ended up being a lot more scattered than that. But
Hopefully we'll get an update.
yeah, it was kind of like right at the start of pandemic. Yeah.
Looks like a real hard ass, but it's actually pretty chill.
A significant portion of time ago at this point.
So you know,
Yeah, Malcolm, you were there. That was pre-Doom Eternal, I think.
These water filters won't
Wait,
replace
was it?
themselves. Although the next batch probably could, if Jessie put her mind to it. Most
Pre Animal
the
Crossing.
area has one. Folks love them because they practically eliminate the rotten egg smell. Honestly, they make us more money than this place.
It was April. Okay, that makes more sense. 'Cause I think it was shortly after that.
New
Yeah.
filters, collect the old
Yeah.
ones,
So
and get
okay.
paid.
Yeah, real early quarantine days. Everything was so exciting. Ooh.
I'm not a salesman. I'm a soldier.
But that was a good stack of games
No one will refuse to pay.
to suffer through early quarantine with. But then the suffering just kept going.
Let's get this over with.
Great. And while we're at it, I'll give you the grand tour.
Yes, Two-Tone Malone. This is available on PC now. Oh, she did a little skate there. A little slide. Zoop.
Go ahead and keep whatever we collect. Seeing as you didn't bring any luggage, I'm guessing there's stuff you need to buy.
Thanks.
And don't worry, we'll pay you the difference after. Barrett's out making his rounds too.
As long as I get it all today.
The real stutter test begins now. Oh. Okay, there was some like load stutters there. Yeah, I can see him.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
Just imagine if rich people start thinking it's safer down here than on the planet.
Hey there. Here to change out your water filter.
Tifa, baby, how you doing? Been waiting for you to... Wait, who's he?
Cloud's in charge of collections. He'll take your money.
You have an Epic Games link similar to your link for Good Old Games.
You ever need someone to...
Well, I tried. For some reason, they kept telling me that my Social Security was invalid.
Cloud!
So I don't know what the heck. I need to try to fill it out again. But for the time being, no, I don't. But I appreciate you asking.
Take a look.
When you start a playthrough on hard,
If you're ever in the...
is that a new game plus, or does it start basically a new save? Like, do you have your music collection, your scan collection, completion stuff already filled in, or is it just a fresh save file basically? I think it's new game plus. Oh, okay. So there is value in picking up some collectibles in a first playthrough. Okay. I think it's mostly just going to be whatever I happen to run into, though. I'm just going to like bubble my way through this.
Stock up here.
I noticed in a lot of JRPG games they still use a lot of looping animations when talking to NPCs and whatnot. Anyone know what I'm talking about? You mean just like idle
A
animations?
little nicer.
To get free shit? Not my style.
Some items you can only get on hard?
Our next stop is Stargazer Heights.
But I'd like to hear.
Landlady's a client.
Just met her.
Yeah, Witcher does the same thing.
She's a good friend of
Remember some BioWare RPGs had just like some identifiable and looping idle animations?
Can't help but take a little pleasure in their panic. More than
Like random arm crossing, like shifting to one side and then the other. Something that always returns to the basic default state so that it can be inserted into other animations.
Got some filters for you.
Tifa, my dear.
It might be more noticeable in JRPGs.
Oh, what's he
But yeah,
doing here?
it's a pretty common thing in games where characters have like shot reverse dialogue sequences
Cloud's
like this.
helping me with collections.
You better take care of her.
I'm pretty good at taking care of myself, you know.
That I do. Still, better him than you. No charm, no wit. Big sword, but no skills.
I've got skills.
Be nice.
I'm doing my best.
You're looking awfully glum. Are you getting enough sleep? A good long rest will cure anything, I tell you.
A tried and true lesson for life on the ground floor. Am I right?
That you are. Now, your money.
I'm going to try playing this on PC instead of your dying PS4, but I'm still trying really hard to avoid using the Epic Game Store. Am I crazy for that? I'm not crazy. Oh, you're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to have your preferences. But this is just a pretty simple exchange.
Been here a while now?
5 years, give or take.
you want to keep waiting, it maybe, possibly,
Last stop
will
is
come to other platforms. That seems to be hinted at in a data mine, but I don't know all the details of that. Yeah, there's some stutters going on here.
You here for the
But it's still like, it's still so goddamn leagues and leagues better.
Filter didn't do shit.
We're so
I'd take 120 with stutters over a solid 60, I think.
Save your
Oh, it's already cracked? What?
All right.
Damn, okay.
If you could just settle your bill.
What is this low resolution shadow back here? What is this?
Hell? You charging me for your busted ass goods?
My associate handles payment disputes.
Think you can mosey up in here and have it your
Oh, a friend of mine is playing it.
Please.
Well, there's ways. I wouldn't endorse them.
Thank you very much.
Specifically in the case of this game.
We're done with our rounds.
I
Small fortune now. Why not take
I like this game a lot. I'm glad they brought it to PC.
When will Barrett be back with the rest?
You know, ideally they would bring it to PC at a low price on every possible platform so people can access it however they like, but
In that case,
it's their product, they're allowed to call that.
Want to hear it? If you're serious about becoming a merc, then you're going
I'm not defending the morality of it. I'm just saying that's the reality.
but
They made it. They made the damn thing. Iron Square PC ports are generally pretty shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Connection
15 was really good, which I think is why people are kind of nonplussed
connection.
with 7 Remake.
How do I start?
In terms of its like quality and stuff.
Neighborhood watch.
15 had Steam Workshop support, which is delightful.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't see anybody at the office, so let's head up top.
So, yeah. But again, I'm glad it's here. And it runs pretty well. I mean, it's Unreal, it ought to.
Speak with our friendly staff. We gotta do
Ooh, Bar Step, thank you for the sub.
I'll head on down there first thing tomorrow.
Not alone, you won't. Huh. Didn't know you were holding down the fort.
Huh? Oh, hey, Cloud. Looking to join the neighborhood watch?
That depends. What does this neighborhood watch do?
Lots of stuff, really. But our top priority is taking care of any beasts that wander into town.
It's so nice to my eyes.
Teaching the locals how to defend themselves.
Like they say, the only one who will look out for you is you.
Cloud's a great fighter, but only we know that. If no one knows him, no one will hire him. Thought if he joined the watch, he could get his name out there.
Find it hard to get too chuffed at the lack of options when the game runs so well for me, but I can't fault anyone who feels different. Yeah, I feel very much the same way. I'm having a good experience so far, but there's an abundance of
your sword. I could mod it.
An abundance of processing resources on my PC. I have a pretty chunky PC.
I know why.
Oh, the reggae dubstep in 7? Underneath the spoiled pizza?
Come on.
Do 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 do. That track is so good. 7 had a lot of musical influence that was all over the damn map. I think 7's soundtrack is one of the big reasons that people felt the game, even if the story wasn't necessarily very efficient at invoking emotion. Yeah, Due Recompense is super. Like, not only are all of Remake's tracks that are kind of reorchestrations of 7's really good, but then they have like companion tracks that are really, really good too. God, this game is so good. So good. I like this game a lot. Now to our Crystarium or whatever. Jeez, this game really is just Final Fantasy 13. Spend your crystal points in the crystal. Upgrade your crystal.
All set. Needless to say, you'll have to try it out to appreciate the difference.
Thanks.
We'll do you one better. Spread the word to everyone who'll listen about the new mercantile.
Narf.
Between him and Wedge,
Gotta charge up your JO crystal.
they don't know.
That's what Materia is, baby.
Through the streets singing your praise.
Kidney
On
stones.
an empty stomach.
So, where are these monsters?
Mako is stored in the balls
Good hunting.
Hey, Cloud.
and crystallizes in the kidneys.
I've got this.
But
That's what's happening in all those tanks. When they're doing like their Genova experiments, they're just dehydrating people so they generate more materia. Then they have to pee them out. And it hurts. That's why it's inhumane what they're doing.
Someone looks
looks like they're having a bad day. They're getting more sleep. That's the best.
Oh yeah, the weird 7 squats. Ooh, that's not good form, brother. You got to keep that. Ugh. I know you're getting tired, but come on. Let's keep that upper body a little more upright. This guy's ripping out the pull-ups though. Holy cow. Does he ever stop? Does he just do pull-ups forever? I think he does.
Still got some left.
I thought they were infusing people with Mako. No. They're dehydrating them and making them pee out kidney stone Materias.
You got this. You got this.
Damn, that guy's... I like this guy can't get through two sit-ups, but his buddy over here has been banging out pull-ups since the sun came up. God, I love it.
Scrap Boulevard is out west.
God, I love it.
The barricade's supposed to keep the monsters out. Anyway, we should prepare, just in case.
Why?
That who Wedge mentioned?
This game's easy. Prepare, just in case. Get out of here. Actually, wait. You might need to equip Materia. I don't have any. See? Be prepared. You're right. You're right. Hey, what's up, White Rabbit? Good to see you. He's trying to be like Cloud. I can't blame him for that. It's respectable.
Monsters that feel right at home.
And the more we pile up, the more they show up. And there's our first challenge. Show me what you got, Cloud.
Enough. It's over. Brace yourself.
Wow. So that's what a soldier looks like in action.
This was just a warning.
I'll bet. Let's do that.
I impressed Tifa. I bet she's gonna want to kiss me horny style on the lips later. Yeah, Marzard. 7 Remake is just a good game. And it's I'm also kind of on board with games that continue down the experimentation path of abstracting sort of pseudo real-time combat. If you got Sekiro on one end, like that's all well and good, and it certainly has its place, and I love it. But one of the things I noticed early on about Final Fantasy games is that they really did enable a bunch, like, people who didn't or couldn't play games at that level to actually experience a whole story and music and characters. Like, you could pin it down to accessibility, I guess. I guess that's the umbrella term for it these days. But I really liked the fact that there were games I could like share with people.
Let's finish this.
Who you know, didn't feel like playing a Contra or like a platformer game. The Japanese like to lick eyeballs, or was that just a fad? I don't know if it was a fad. I remember that image.
Of course not. Even so,
I guess there's probably more than one picture of somebody getting their eyeball licked on the internet, but
a win's a win, you know?
True.
I just remember an open eyeball and then like somebody coming in with a tongue.
Right. Let's go check in with Biggs and Wedge.
Thought it was called fishing? Oh, because like the eyes has saline? It was a short trend on YouTube. Oh. Well. I do love staying abreast of weird movements on the internet. There's something about the internet's ability to expose the bizarre but benign aspects of humanity. Well, it exposes the oh, here's our boy Chadley. It exposes the not so benign parts as well, but I gotta go back, that's right.
Pete, you just opened up.
You know, there's a hole in the break room roof. You should probably get that fixed.
Mercenaries?
Someone got rid of Paul.
Yep, that's what I like to see. It's Still ripping out those pull-ups.
Already?
Got every last one, too.
What is saline?
Now
Salt water?
Machines.
Or specifically, it's like...
Meanwhile, we told everyone we could about
Let me look this up so I'm not telling you the wrong thing.
I've got to ask, though. What did you tell them?
It's all right. All you gotta do is keep up the good
A mixture of salt and water.
Soon enough, I
Normal saline solution contains 0.9% sodium chloride, which is similar to the sodium concentration in blood and tears. Saline has many uses in medicine. It's used to clean wounds, clear sinuses, and treat dehydration.
Seems like the perfect
Human tears! It's essentially the water of the body.
Oh. You okay?
Well, I guess water is water of the body, but... For some reason, body water has a little bit of salt in it.
Been meaning to ask.
Alpha Dude, thanks for the sub.
Village.
I mean, it is salt water, but like, salt water in the ocean has way more salt than saline does.
Why don't you tell me all about
Sometimes it has like sodium bicarbonate or something in it too. Oh, okay.
That sounds great. I'll come too.
Oh, no, you won't.
What?
Run along
This is
that.
outside of my realm of expertise. Real world shit? No thank you.
Think about
I prefer to postulate endlessly about digital goods.
You'd be a third wheel.
Like toilet water? Yeah, exactly. Did you guys know? This is a real true fact.
check out the weapons?
Due to the toilet water nature being slightly salty, you can use a toilet as an emergency eye flush. Oh yes, it's true. It's true. If your eyes, let's say you're playing video games, all right? Let's just presume that you play video games at some point, and it's late and your eyes are getting all crusty and irritated. Just head on into the toilet and dunk your head in there and swirl it around a little bit. You'll be feeling right as rain in no time.
Hold up.
That's really true. That's really true.
Any monster.
That's real true.
Man?
Yep.
Word spreads fast around here.
What if I am?
Sorry about before. I get antsy when business is slow. Man in your line of work needs weapons, no? Why not try that one on for size? Yours on the house.
It's not big enough.
Badass like you rocking my weapons is good advertising. Think about it.
Fine.
Or if you want to take a look at something else.
Just a look.
Are we suggesting people should give themselves swirlies? I'm just suggesting that people do their own research and maybe figure out that there are powers in this world trying to control their minds and get them to buy eye drops that they don't need. Just figure it out, all right? I don't need to buy any of that shit.
Don't be a stranger.
And yeah, make sure to buy G Fuel with code SIRLAR for deep savings.
See if we can't put it to good use. Come on, let's go chat up Weimer.
Who?
The guy who tracks all the requests that come to the watch. You never know. Could toss some work your way.
Where's he at?
Oh, it's got
Should
electrolytes.
be back at the office by now.
If you buy G Fuel, I will pee on the tub. That's a promise.
Candidates.
Hey there, Chief.
This promise is not actually a promise.
You need a helping hand?
Little asterisk.
Actually, I wanted to introduce you to an old friend of mine. This is Cloud. He's a merc.
You don't say. Well, we're always on.
If somebody got my pee, they could probably clone me, and I don't want that. I don't want to compete with me.
I'll take on anything. For the right price, that is.
Experienced and cocky, huh? If it's a challenge you want, I might have a few good ones. Your clients can fill you in on the details. Prove yourself at these jobs, and I'll see if I can't find you some more.
Thanks.
I like looking at his lips wiggle around.
Candidate detected. Performing physical analysis. Sizable weapon, excellent cardiovascular health, and impressive lung.
So how does New Game Plus work with quest rewards?
Bone structure. An optimal.
Do you get like duplicate items?
Catley.
Or is it just
Intern for Shinra's
experience?
Research and Development Division. I hope you'll be interested in helping me with my research. Please accept this as a down payment.
Is there any reason to do side quests if you're just trying to unlock hard mode, basically? Probably Gil. Does Gil matter? Is there anything you have to buy that's expensive in this game?
I'm not interested in working for Shinra.
You should know
I
that
don't know if there's any in-game shit.
undermine Shinra's efforts.
Being nasty?
I'm sure
Hello?
you of all people can appreciate the tremendous power of Materia, as well as how it might be wielded against your corporate enemies. And if you later decide that I am not worthy of your trust, you can do what you do best.
I will hold you to that.
Excellent! Then we shall work together so long as you deem fit. Once you've completed your task, please return and report to me.
Man, I was so ready. I was so ready to want to beat up Chadley. But he ends up being a real one.
Orb of assess materia to your equipment and use it to gather battle intel.
Oh, that's right, assess.
Please set the orb of assess materia to your equipment and use it to gather battle intel.
Yeah, Chadley out here making piss materia. He's doing it. He's doing what he needs to do. Chadley's pissing out that materia. And you know what? Good for him.
You're gonna have to talk to your clients if you want all the details.
I was watching Smash Tourney and man, drama. It was discovered during that top 8 that underdog boost was on the whole tourney.
Want for work around here if you prove yourself useful.
Damn. Wait, what's underdog bonus? Like if you're behind, you do more damage or something? I'm shocked. Like, there's no way that competitors didn't know, right? It's hard to imagine that esports athletes could be playing Smash and just not feel that that was turned on.
Is Marlene with
Or maybe they did, and like the TOs were like, shut up.
I was kind of hoping she could help.
No complaining, you lost.
I know someone who can help you.
If your stock is down, it turns on damage boost.
Really?
Yeah, I would think the first time somebody got down in stock and hit their opponent and it did like 9.2% instead of 8%, they'd be like, hold on! They'd like pull the plug out and be like, turn fucking damage assist off.
Treats when they ask.
It's, yeah. That's what I would expect to happen, but maybe it was all online, I don't know.
I'm looking for
I guess that would still be bizarre.
They're friendly, so if you call them, they'll come running. All 3 of them. Find my friends, please.
1, 2, ready? 1, 2, shoot!
Yeah, kitty time. Time to find kitty cats. Actually, I think it might be time for me to take a quick break because I gotta eat something. Gotta eat something, and then I'm gonna hit the battlefield 2042 with Bruce. Yeah, okay. There are definite stutters running around the slums here.
I think one of Betty's.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, those are pretty chunky. Those are some chunkified stutters.
Wait, did you hear that just now? I think one of Betty's cats might be nearby.
Prize pool is 150,000, so I'd be pretty dang pissed. I would too. Yeah. That's tough.
Chatted with that bear.
Can you save where you can? Okay. It is the future. We can save wherever we want now. Okay. I'm pleased that the performance really isn't that bad. And I guess yeah, the stutters are annoying. I could see, like, the game is so buttery smooth in every other regard. The stutters are kind of just like a bit disappointing.
Hello. Oh, what do we have here? I'm guessing you're that merc I've heard so much about.
Do some darts? I would, but I'm running short on time.
People were right. You look like you.
I don't want to keep Bruce waiting.
So some drakes have made themselves at home in the abandoned Talager factory. Can't have that kind of.
Good day, good drink, great food, or good food. Every day, do it now.
Scrap in there, and if they run into those drakes, they could get hurt.
I'll handle it.
What?
Much obliged, sir. Head on over to the old Talager factory and talk to Narjan. He's the watchman guarding the entrance. Good luck.
I want to make sure that I don't forget my daily inspiration tomorrow.
Narjan's the one with all the details. You'll find him outside the old Talager factory.
New wallpaper? Yeah, I'll probably save it off to my pictures folder, so it'll go in the Tumblr with all the other photos. I can see this stuff a little better now. Look at all this stuff. You got a little plate collection, a little coin collection there. That's very exciting. A hyper old-timey cash register. Streaming on Christmas, sort of. I do have familial obligations, but I'm gonna leave MediaTek running, starting Christmas Eve and then all Christmas Day. So there will be clips and stuff if you just want some background noise. Pretty good for that. A holiday-themed MediaTek. which includes a whole lot of Ninja Turtles rapping about Christmas. So that's something to look forward to. It's a nice little Christmas present for everybody. Okay, I gotta step away for a bit because yeah, I gotta get some wintertime tamales in this tummy before it's time to game with Bruce, which I'll be doing in about 30 minutes. So snack time for me, break time for everyone else. Fuck that Ninja Turtles clip, it's coming back. Better get ready for it. Speaking of clips, that's what I'm gonna throw to in the meantime. So 30 minutes of just random videos to fill the void, and I'll be back in about 30 minutes playing Battlefield with Bruce. We'll see you guys then.